Hi, thanks for joining my channel. Today we're going to talk about the Grayl Titanium, the Geopress, the TI version of the Geopress. Now, it is an expensive piece of kit. It's like $200 some. And depending on when you buy it, the holiday season is always the best time to buy these things because they always have special deals, and sometimes they even have discontinued items that you can get a little bit less. So this was about $200. Since I got the extra doohickey, it cost $220. But I do have a free gift if you buy just the regular Geopress, which I suggest you get the bigger version, which is Geopress, right? It's the plastic one, which I'm going to show you side by side. That one runs around about $80, okay? Both of them functionality are the same, the base functionality anyways. It is a purifier, it is not a filter. Now that's an important designation. I think in my first video I did of the Geopress, I might have switched words and said it was a filter because people were commenting on it. But just to clarify, it is a purification device, not a filtration device. So you want to make sure, like, try to get as clear water as possible, you know, pre-filter or whatever. It'll make the lifespan of your Geopress, of your purifier, last a lot longer. But if need be, if you can't for whatever reason, then it'll work. It'll just not last as long for as many gallons of water. So the purifier takes out 99% of everything bad. And here in Ohio, that's really important because we don't have very good waterways with all our catastrophes and factories and other stuff that's happened. So this was really important to me. And the best part is about this purifier is it improves the flavor because it has that charcoal carbon-based filter device at the bottom of it. So it really does taste fantastic. Now the filter, like a Sawyer Mini or the Sawyer bags or anything, or other brands of filters, if you don't live in an area that has high metals contaminations and all these other issues, then that will suit you just fine. Backpackers even today, especially lightweight backpackers today, still use those, and you get a lot more uses out of them. Okay, so per size and everything, you'd get a lot more uses. However, there's some nuances about how long it takes to do that compared to the Grayl, all these other things, back and forth, right? Pros and cons, things like that. I settled on the Grayl. I have a Sawyer, and I liked the Sawyer when I had it, but when I went backpacking and I stopped by a stream and I was able to just push it down, get my clean water, drink it, do it again, fill up my extra water bottle, and move on with my life. Oh, it was awesome. It was awesome. And the best part is it really does improve the flavor wonderfully. During my hike last year, I was with my scouts, I was dying of thirst. We came across this water area, and it had a beaver dam next to it. And I was looking for a path, that I could easily get to that was quick, right? Because I'm on the trail with my scouts. That way I could get water away from the dam, but there just wasn't. And like I said, I was dying of thirst. It was hot. So I trusted the purifier. I got the clearest water pool I could find, dipped it in, got my water. It tasted wonderfully, and I'm still here today to talk about it, and I didn't have any issues. So that right there cemented my loyalty to the Grayl. So anyhow, that you got to kind of do your own homework, shop around and see what best deals that you can get if you're trying to get a Grayl. But for me personally, I've settled on the Grayl. You get less uses, improves the flavor, takes out 99% of all the bad stuff, so I really don't have a concern, and I can move on rather quickly with whatever outdoor activity I've got. Okay, so this is the titanium version. We're going to do a quick unboxing. I'm going to use a good old handy dandy Nexmic, which is certainly overkill. But what's the fun? Open a box if you don't have a really big knife. It's kind of aggressive. It's kind of funny because I think I was doing a video on the Geopress this time last year. So when you open it up, this is what I get. All right, all right. So last time they gave me a little bit of a sports drink that tasted pretty good. Now you get gifts depending on when you buy it, right? Like the extra freebies. I missed it when they had the bowl, the plate, the spork, and the spoon. The fork and spoon that was a titanium made, which I've got lots of those doohickeys anyways. I don't have a titanium version, but nonetheless. So I opted to get it with the cool little plastic Grayl rubber cup, which this is made by Earthwell. It's kind of neat. Wonder if it's dual walled. But there we go. That's cool. Oh, and you'll also find out that I prefer bright colors on my camping gear. I don't like looking like a tactical G.I. Joe or Rambo or something. First of all, I'm getting older. My sight has never been all that good, and I like finding things quickly. So I choose bright colors. However, Grayl offers lots of different colors, especially like earth tones and more tactical. They even just came out with a black titanium version that's got like some type of corrosion resistance on it or something like that. All right, so I got my little, whatever you call that, shipping label. Okay, so here's the box. Okay, nice packaging like before. I mean, you pay a lot for it, so packaging should be pretty good, if you know what I'm saying. All right, let's zoom in just a little bit so you can see me open this. So it gives you all of the data back here. Now, the cool thing about the titanium is you can use this as a cooking vessel. If you need to, I guess you could boil your water to purify it, but what's the point of buying a purifier if you got to boil the water? That's kind of my thoughts on that one. But it is kind of neat as a separate cooking vessel if you need be. Okay, I mean, look at that. You got little foam patties. That's cool. Now the first thing we notice here is this little cardboard box. And out comes the lid. Now I bought the $20 extra version to get this little lid here because I know a lot of you who either buy stuff from the Pathfinder school or maybe the Stanley Cup or something like that. This comes with some of those kits. So I thought I'd get this to show you guys. Also comes with a little cardboard envelope. What we got here? All right, put that in there. Okay, so we got instruction booklet, pretty basic, pretty easy. Of course, it wouldn't be an outdoor company if they didn't give you a sticker to decorate either your Grayl or your car or something like that. And some more details about the specifics of the product. Okay, once we open this up, we see it's got butterfly handles. It's got a little D-ring as well. Now this could be kind of useful, especially if you're from a bridge or you're trying to get deeper water or something like that. I can see using this, tying that to a string or something, or I don't know, maybe a little hook or another D-ring or something like that. You can manipulate it to help pour. I'm just spitballing ideas here. And it is a walled bottle, and it is titanium as well. It's got some heft to it, man. It really does. If we undo this, we see the black filter. Now, this one, all the new ones now come with this little rubber piece here. That way you can use drink mixes in with it, and it doesn't clog up the filter. It's a one-way valve. So that's kind of cool. Now, if you don't use drink mixes, I will tell you from personal experience that if you take this out and you're using it to filter your water, it goes a lot faster because it's not fighting those one-way valve pieces. So I don't know why they made this out of titanium instead of plastic. They could have cut some weight using plastic with this, but that being said, I know people are trying to get away from plastics. You know, there's like the chemicals that's in plastics that can leach, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And, you know, going green, using reusable metals goes with that direction. All right, anyhow, moving on. So we've got the stamped bottom here. Now, the cup itself seems, I mean, it's comfortable in the hands. You know, I got pretty big hands. It's a little tight, but you know, it's pretty comfortable in the hands. The one thing I don't get about this system is if you use dirty water to scoop this up and you're purifying with this and everything, right? Then you know, you can't really use this for a cup unless you disinfect it as well. So then you got to heat it up to disinfect it so you don't get sick putting your coffee or something. Now you could cook your coffee in this, so there's that. So I guess you would purify it, have your water in here, and then rinse it out, I guess, somewhat. Pour your purified water in there, and then put your coffee in, or your hot cocoa or something else. Now, if you're going to use this just to heat up a packet of food, I can kind of get that. I get that. There's a black line in here that tells you how much water to put in. You don't want to put any more water in that. That way, when you put your filter in and you press it down, then it's not going to like spit out water and gush it out everywhere. All right, let's take a look. I don't know if I did this yet. So the lid fits on there, good and snug. It is tight. So that's definitely a plus. Okay, so then you're pouring out your coffee into your cup. That way, you're trying to eliminate some of those grounds that go in. So that's kind of cool. All right, let's back it up a little bit. Let's break this down a little bit more. Okay, now first of all, we've got this little lid. I'm curious as to if it fits on this. It does. It does fit. It's not super snug. So if you're using this to like filter out something with your cup, you can do that as well. So that's cool. This is a stainless steel, not titanium. So I think I might have mentioned earlier that it might have been titanium, but it's stainless steel. But it is it's powder coated, so that's pretty sweet. And this little ring comes off, so you can use it for other things perhaps. So that's kind of cool too. You can also use the ring to hold onto the cup. All right, I'm digressing a little bit, but I figure since we got the lid, we check it out and see how well. It's loose. It's not tight by any means. All right, now I'm curious about weight. Now I could look this up and tell you specifically based off of what they say, but I figure I got a little scale here. I'm just going to do it this way. So the bottle system without the lid, as is, weighs, well, we're here in the United States, so let's not use grams, shall we? Let's use pounds, ounces. So it weighs 1 pound, 4 ounces, 0.1. Okay, 1 pound, 4 ounces, 0.1. And if we add the lid, it is 1 pound, 5 ounces, dead on, 1.5. Or no, not 1.5, 1 pound, 5 ounces. All right, now if we check out the plastic version of the Grayl, it is 1 pound, 1 ounces, 0.5. So this is lighter, not by much, but a little bit. 1.4. This says 1.1. I think there's something going on here. Let's try tear. Let's tear this out. Something's not adding up. 1.4. 1 pound, 4 ounces. 1 pound, 1 ounce, and 0.5. All right, so you're saving 4 ounces if you're ultralight with the plastic. Now, let's talk about usability, right? Because as far as this being a purifier, this works wonderfully, right? And this is just slightly smaller than this. So you're really not saving a whole lot of space in regards to your pack. Same volume. In regards to value though, I mean, that's definitely going to be subjective. This one you can get for $80. This one's a $200 item. I am inclined to say that it's not worth the $200. Okay, I'm not a big titanium guy, but here's my thoughts. Okay, now generally speaking, you carry a cup, right, that you're going to use to drink your fluids with. So using something that's already dirty that you've got to sterilize before you use this as an actual drinking cup, that doesn't make sense to me. Okay, so I would have to sterilize this before I use this as an actual drinking cup. Otherwise, what's the point of the purifier? So as a cooking vessel, I can kind of get behind that, right? Because you can heat this up over a fire. You can cook your coffee. You can cook your soup if you want, something like that. I can get behind that. If you're actually going to be boiling water with this, using the clean water from your Grayl, I can get behind that quite a bit. I like the idea of the handles, the butterfly handles, okay? But it doesn't bother me reaching down and pouring water into my Grayl though. So that's not like a big selling point to me. Having a little D-ring here, that way I can drop it a distance to fill it up from like a bridge or a cliff or something like that. I think that's pretty cool. That's definitely a neat little feature. But then you got to think about, well, how many times are you really going to do that? In your previous experiences, ever going camping, backpacking, hiking, or whatever, have you ever really come across an instance where you had to do that? I mean, I can say maybe once, and I've done a lot of camping, hiking, backpacking. So I don't think that is a major selling point to me personally. I like the little lid thing, but again, I don't think that's necessary. I think especially if you are trying to save weight, I think that's just an accessory that adds weight. It's not a huge benefit to me. I don't know. I'm trying to think of some pros here. The pros. Since it is titanium, it's going to be very durable. Going camping. Oh, so most people don't do cold weather camping. Most. I live here in Ohio in the Great North. I like cold weather camping, but I know that is a fraction of the people who like to go camping or hiking, which is a fraction of the overall human population. So if you're that person who likes to go cold weather camping, at night when you go to bed, you generally sleep with your bottle of water. That way it doesn't freeze overnight, and you have some water that's all ready to go to either cook with, drink with, or whatever you got to do, right? Sleeping with a metal bottle does not sound all that pleasing to me. Now, even though these butterfly handles, they stick pretty close to the body, I can imagine like my toe or something getting snagged on this thing and that upsetting my sleep versus a plastic water bottle. Now, another good thing for cold weather camping is if you heat up water, not boiling. You never want to put boiling water in your Grayl, right? Because that can actually ruin it. But if you heat up warm water, throw it out in your sleeping bag that warms up your sleeping bag before you get in. It's a really nice tip and trick. So doing that with the metal, I don't know. I don't think so. And this is probably going to get all sooty if you actually use it to cook with, which means you're not going to want to put that in your sleeping bag. I don't know. It's neat. Okay, it's neat. I think I'm actually going to return it. I think I'm going to return it and get one or maybe two more Grayls for the price of this one, because I just don't see an active value in the titanium kit, especially for $200. That's a lot of money, right? I see a lot more value keeping a metal cup separate from this, that if I need to sterilize it, that's fine. But I'd be saving weight just a little bit getting the plastic one to begin with, but having a metal cup outside that I would drink with, I don't know. I'm talking to myself in circles. I'm trying to think of it thoroughly for you. If you have other thoughts and opinions, please put it in the chat below. Let's have a little bit of discussion, friendly debate, if you will. But I think if you're going to get a purifier, personally, I would just go with this one because, it's lighter, it costs less, does the same thing. The only thing you're missing out on is like a cooking pot, which most of us already carry our own personal cooking pot. I don't see having that as an extreme positive. So anyhow, hope this helped you. If you did, then please click like. That way other people find it. And maybe it'll help them make a good, educated decision on which one to buy. I wanted to see it personally. I wanted to play with it and give it a little bit of a tryout. I'm not even going to put it on the fire because, it's metal pot. It's going to boil water. I don't see any value in showing you that it boils water. I don't see any value in cooking something for you in it unless I'm actually trying to sell it to you. And this is called Honorable Outfitters. I don't think I can honorably stand behind this and say, yes, you should spend $200 on this particular thing. I think you spend $100 on a Grayl and spend the other $100 on a different piece of kit that either functions the same or something that you don't already have. So there we go. That's where I'm at with it. I hope that is of value to you. Now, if you would like to buy a Grayl, which I completely stand behind the Geopress. I love it, 100%. I think everybody who goes outdoors should get a Grayl. Peace of mind. It works wonderfully. The water is delicious, right? It's fantastic. It's a fantastic product. In my description box below, I am an affiliate. So if you purchase from it, then the channel gets a little bit of kickback from it. It helps us a little bit of ways, but I always suggest that you shop around. Right now, Grayl has some various different deals. Like I got this little cup for buying it. That's pretty cool. I know last month they had like a plate, fork, spoon set, things like that. So anyhow, they got specials going on all the time. So check that out. And again, let me know what you guys think of your Grayl, what you think of this kit. And I'd be happy to be enlightened if you have a different opinion than myself, a different point of view. And if you come up with some other ideas, that would just help other people buy things in an educated way. So please put it in the chat below. Now, if you would like a kit very similar to this, okay, since we're talking about a water source with a cup or system like that, I am trying to recreate the Preston Mess Kit. And the Preston Mess Kit comes with the canteen, it comes with a cup, and it comes with the plate and the skillet. It's a brilliant design by Guy Preston in the late 1800s, who was a military officer. In the description box below, first of all, there's my website that has a complete article about it. At the end of this video, I'm going to show you the video showing you the whole kit and how I think it's an incredible kit. And also in the description box below, you will see a link that you can sign up for. We got to have 500 to actually make it happen. Right now, we're 1/5 of the way there. That means we got 100 people who are actually interested. So sign up, just need your name, your email. Once we get 500, we'll move forward and we'll start doing pre-orders and then we'll get it rolling. So if that's interest of you, if nothing else, as education-wise, then check it out. Now, if you would like to see the video about the Preston Mess Kit, check it out here. If you'd like to see my video about the first time using the Grayl, demonstrating for it, then check it out here. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Give a kiss and hug to your loved ones. Have a wonderful, blessed holiday season. Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, or any other celebration that you and your family celebrates around. Thank you so much for joining us. Take care.